Biggie, man, the night he got killed, man. Before we get into that, my man, take me through that weekend and everything leading up to that incident because Biggie he got killed on a Sunday after he left the vibe party. But I want you to paint the picture for us, man, and just take us through everything that happened that weekend because that Saturday, the day prior to Biggie getting killed, y'all actually went to a basketball game. I think Snoop, Dogg Pound, and Mase attended that game. So yeah, man, just paint the picture for us, man. Just tell us everything that happened leading up to that Sunday night when Biggie got killed, man.
Well, I can tell you what I know about it. I know it was some radio station doing some kind of celebrity basketball game or whatever charity, whatever the situation was. And I know Stevie J and Mace had went. I know Big and them didn't go, Puff didn't go. So we was in front of, I think it was the hotel right across from the House of Blues. And the name may have been the Millennium or Malaya. The name escapes me, but everything in the hotel is white. You know, when you go in your room, everything is white. The hotel is, they have parties on the roof and all that shit like that. So Stevie J and one of Stevie J friends and Mace come up in a white drop top Benz, right? And uh, I says to Mace, I said, man, you supposed to be from Harlem. I said, you driving around here in a drop top Benz. Don't you know these motherfuckers will bust you down your butt? They'll blow your head down to the white meat. Oh man, Stevie J said his man is real out here and everything like that. I said, I ain't got shit to do with what he real. Nigga, you a trophy for some of these cats. No, I'm good, Gene, I'm good. I said, you good? He said, yeah, man. I went to this game and everything like that. He started telling me a story how they just wanted Big and Puff. The crowd was against them. The niggas that he was around there, they just wanted Big and Puff. I was like, yeah? I said, did you tell Big and them? Did you tell Puff and them? So I know him and Puff had a conversation about the game and everything, what happened and all like that. But I don't know if him and Big had the conversation. Because Mace knew that Big was leaving. And Mace knew that Big didn't like him. Because every time Mace be around, you know, it's funny that Big would say little slick shit out of his mouth like, this nigga went from murder Mace to just Mace. He was murder Mace, and now he's just Mace. You understand? So that shit was funny right there to me. And he used to always just go at this kid. You know what I'm saying? But he was like that with a lot of Puff artists. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't from Brooklyn and you didn't represent Junior Mafia, he was a little funny with you. You know what I mean? So Mace, whether he told Big or not, he didn't come to that party, and he wasn't going to that party. And still today, Mace will tell you that the reason he didn't go to the party is because I was in the room with Brandy. But when he had a conversation with me that same night when Big got killed, he calls me and say, yo, Gene, Brandy was calling me, telling me to come out the room so we could go to the party. So if she was in your room, why was she calling you, telling you, come, let's go to the party? See, people forget what they say and how they say it. So now, a day or two go by. You know, we go to the movies. Puff is chilling with Sally Richardson, another one of Pac's girls, allegedly. So he leaves to go to Andre Harrell's house. He said, Gene, I got the day off. I said, cool. So I'm thinking I got the day off, that we ain't going to the party, but it's the day off. You know what I'm saying? Because he was chilling with Kim. So he had earlier that day, he told me to go get Kim stuff from Gucci. So I went over to Gucci and got Kim whatever she had ordered or whatever like that, brought it to him or whatever. So now I'm chilling at the hotel. I'm chilling at the Beverly Hills Hotel and everything, just chilling. I get a phone call, say, yo, we going to the party. I say, we going to the party? Yeah, we going to the party. So then limousine picked me up. I come in the house. So I come through the front. I don't come through the back. I come through the front, Paul right there. I say, Paul, I got to talk to Puff. He said, what's up? I said, them niggas are coming to kill us tonight. You understand? Now, I done had a conversation with D-Rock. You understand? I had a conversation with Kirk Burrows, head of security. I had a conversation with Paul. You understand? About this. He said, so you gonna tell Puff? I said, yeah, I'm gonna tell Puff. So Puff come, I call Puff. He said, yeah, Gene. He's at the top of the steps. And I said, yo, Puff, I got some intel. Hey, what? I said, yo, some dudes gonna come and kill us tonight. They come to this party, they come to get us tonight. He says to me, Gene, I don't wanna hear that shit. If you don't wanna go, you ain't gotta go. Now, as far as I know, it's only 3 guns in the room. There's only 3 guns in the room. And all 3 of them are owned by me. You understand what I'm saying? Paul don't have one. D-Rock don't have one. None of those 11, 12 guys that was with us don't have no guns. So, when he says that to me, I'm feeling like shit. I go in the next room, it's a bunch of cats in there. There's Southside Crip named D-Mac, some few other guys, Chuck Bone, some of the people from the street team. Say about 6 or 7 guys all together. And it's this long wooden table and a telephone. So I calls the block, right? When I call the block, Sean picks up the phone. I said, yo, Slick there? And he said, yeah, he in the game room. I guess I could hear one of my friends named Shay. And she said, Sean, who that on the phone? Who that phone for? He said, it's Gene for Slick. So she came to the phone, right? And so I started talking to her. This is before Big got killed. So then next you know, Slick came to the phone, my man. So it's my god brother. I'm like this, yo, I got some information, bro, you know. Not only shit Unique told me, he called from the Fed joint. You know, Chaz told me that it's gonna go down, some shit gonna go down tonight, bro. It's gonna be some, you know, maybe it ain't gonna be no, what he said? He said, it ain't gonna be no industry niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. This ain't gonna be no industry shit. There's some shit gonna go down right there. So then I talked to my man who was with Jodeci. And Jodeci wasn't coming to the party. You understand? And he said, man, y'all shouldn't go to the party either. He wouldn't elaborate or get into it, but you could tell from a conversation that wasn't a bad thing. That wasn't a good thing for us to do. So now, something just came over me, and I just started beating the table after I hung up the phone. And D-Max said, what's wrong with you? I said, man, these niggas come to kill it. Y'all niggas laughing and joking like it's a fucking joke or something like that. Y'all playing like it's a joke. These niggas gonna finna come at us today. He talking about, we lock and load together. We lock and load together. I said, I don't see none of you niggas locking. I don't see none of you niggas loading nothing. Got up from the table, walked outside. Guess who outside? The notorious Big, D-Rock, Lil C's. So this is the first time I seen Lil C's all week. Other than the day when Big was leaving the hotel, after they got, you know, put out the hotel for the fights and shit like that, the first time I seen those C's. So I said, yo, Big, some niggas gonna try to come kill us tonight, bro. Lil C say out his mouth, go head on with that old cop shit, Gene. You think you know everything. And I told that little nigga, I said, nigga, I know one thing. You need to get you a GED where they don't cheat you out your money like they did your man right here. You know what I'm saying? Talking to Big. That's when Big said to himself, Big said to me, yo, Gene, go ahead with that bullshit before I have Tone and D-Rock hold you while Lil C's get his shit off. And I said, all that shit sound good, it may make you feel good, but it won't be healthy. And that's, Puff was coming out the door, said, come on, let's go. And that's when we went to the Vibe party. You know what I'm saying? Got to the Vibe party. I went up to the door before they got out the truck, and I grabbed Chris Lattimore, and I said, Chris, everybody's down there. Stuff like that. He said, yeah, tell them to go through. So 23 of us went through the door, and he guided them up where their table was at. Now, I think they only had 12 bottles of champagne left when we got there. And Puff told them to bring them all the champagne that they had left. So, got a few bottles, started giving to the girls on the other table that you can't see from the pictures we in. So then Big told Lil C's to go try to find some smoke. You understand? So Puff went up to the DJ booth. I'm with Puff all the time. So then Puff comes back and he said, yo, Gene, stay next to Big. Right? So when he said stay next to Big, I took my gun out and put it up under my shirt and kept my hand behind my back like that. And D-Rock came over to me. He said, yo, Gene, I ain't never seen you look like this, nigga. I said, this shit is serious, nigga. It's going to go down. It's going to go down. So now, those C's bringing girls back, and Big, they on the side, and they smoking with Big. You understand? Puff is bringing girls over talking about, yo, Gene, remember this. Remember her. Remember her. Remember her, Gene. Just like, he had brought like 3, 4, maybe 5 girls out the whole time, just coming back to, yo, remember her, remember her. I was like, yo, and then Big at one time said, yo, how the fuck is Gene gonna remember all them girls? You understand? So I took a napkin, off the table, put my gun up, took a napkin off the table, took my pen out, and I put, I'll remember on a white napkin, right? So when Puff came over and said, yo, Gene, remember her. You understand? I said, what's your name, Ma? Just like that. She told my name, and then Big looked around at me, and I just put the paper up in front of his face, and it said, I'll remember. And that nigga just, he had a smile on his face, man. I still remember that shit from the day. The smile he had on his face when I did that shit to him. You know what I'm saying? So next thing you know, we hear the fire department is shutting down the place. So they turned the music off and everything. The fire department is walking through. I said, let me go downstairs and move the trucks in front of the door where we came in. So when Lil C said we was waiting on our trucks, no, you wasn't waiting outside, because when you got outside, those trucks was right there. We were going slow because Big was taking his time because the nigga couldn't hardly walk. He couldn't hardly walk. So now, they get in the car. So I'm thinking we about to leave, because we never stay at no spot once people get loaded up. Then Puff all of a sudden said, oh, Paul and them ain't got their car out yet. When have you ever cared about that shit? Let them motherfuckers catch up. Let's get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? They got cell phones. They know where we going, because they had made it their mind to go to Steve Stout's house up in the hills. Now, it was 23 of us. Don't you know, it was about, I think, 11 or 12 of us that left. The other niggas had left, knowing the situation. They had already left the party. It was all love in the party. That's what Lil C said. You understand? But 12 of our guys had left the party. Feel me? So now, we get in the car. Puff still going to get girls. Talking about, Gene, remember her. Gene, remember her. I like, yo, Big, what the fuck is going on, man? We need to get the fuck up out of here. Then Big said, that's your man. So now we move to the driveway. Now, Big is right here behind us. No. So now this guy comes over there. He has a blue and white shirt on, right? And he's coming from the direction where the Muslim guy came from. He's coming from there and he just stops. And then he just walks through. Now, about 5 minutes later, the Muslim guy come down there, right? When he comes out, he stops. He seems like he's going towards Puff car. Then he stops. Because I pull my gun. I take my gun from under my shirt and pulls it down. And we look at each other, and the motherfucker just turned around and went back down the street. So now we move on to the street. We come out the driveway and move on to the street. Puff is right here. Big is right there. Now Paul and them pulls up in back of us. Across the street is Big's friend who was at the house with us in a white Land Cruiser. So now I tell Paul and them, I'm in front of Big's them car. Big them is talking to the girls them right there. I say, yo, Paul, follow us. We about to get out of here. He said, yeah, all right. So he tells Big them, yo, we about to get out of here and everything. We right there, they can hear us, have a conversation. So now I get and try to get on top of the car, you know, like on the side of the car, like the CIA does and everything like that. And Puff said, yo, Gene, get in the car or you ain't gonna work no more for Bad Boy, this, that, and I'm like, yo. So when I got in the car, I said, yo, Kenny, run the next 3 lights. It was a flashing red light. If you check the specs at that time and that night, the FBI will tell you that light was a flashing red light. We blew the light. When we blew the light, Bignum didn't come behind us. So we stopped on the other side of the street. We stopped on the other side of the street. Tone said somebody pointing a gun at Bignum. Somebody pointing a gun at Bignum because he could see, because Tone is behind me. I'm sideways, you know, my legs is facing the driver because Puff had pulled his seat all the way back. I'm like, man, what the fuck is you doing? You understand? So me and him just had a heated argument. So our guest is, you know, he trying to show something to me. He tried, you know, he tried to like get at me like, yo, all right, fuck you then, nigga. I'm gonna make your legs hurt or some shit like that. So I'm sideways like that. So when he said they got a gun up here, I goes to open the door. Next thing you know, we heard pop, 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 pop. Kenny guns the car going forward. I said, Kenny, what the fuck is you doing? He said somebody shooting at Big them. I said, Kenny, turn this mother. I'm cussing at him, tell him to turn the car around. You understand? Kenny don't stop until we get down the block. Then he turns and start coming back. When we see come back, we see the car just, you know, making that right turn. Because he's right on the corner. He's making the right turn, jetting. So we goes and stop directly in front of the car. We stop directly in front of the car. You understand? Puff jumps out, run around. You understand? I get out, and I'm right behind Puff. And then Tone said, Gene, come on. So I hops in the car with Tone, and we drive, and we start chasing the car. So we turned the car, I think we made a right turn, and then we started driving, and then it seemed like we was going up some kind of like hill. You understand? When we got to the top, we looked, we seen the car when they turned that right. We seen the car when they turned that other right. They made a right, then right there, made another right, and then we ain't see the car no more. Not no lights, no nothing. I said, Tone, let's get back, bro. See, we don't know what's going back. Because I know I left one of my guns with Paul. I had the other 2 on me. So now, we get back to the car. I walks down the street. When I walked down the street, little people had congregated. I just got on one of the pillows and I chilled. And that's when I heard DJ Quick say what he said. He said what he said. So, and that was, I heard they got one of them bad boy niggas. They said they was gonna get him. So now, I'm going, Quicker's in the middle of the driveway. So I'm going towards him, and Paul comes and grabs me, and Paul said, yo, Gene, what you doing down here, man? We about to go, we about to go. So we get back up to Big and them car. When I get back up to Big's and them car, Puff is asking Kenny, do you know where the hospital is at? Kenny said, yeah, I know where the hospital is. So then Kenny now is in the driver's seat of Big's car. So I said, whatever y'all do, don't let him go to sleep. Don't let him go to sleep. And Kenny said, yo, Big, I'm going to get you to the hospital. And Big said, just do it. So I didn't see him no more until we got to the hospital and we was pulling him out the car. And another thing, bro, when Lucy's talking about we was jumping curves and all that shit and running lights, not at all. It took us 30 minutes or something like that to get to the hospital, bro. I didn't think he was dead because I didn't see no blood. I didn't see no blood. And then, like I just said, I told them to keep him up. When I heard him say, just do it, if an ambulance would have came, he probably would have survived. And it was an ambulance just around the corner on the other side of the museum. But nobody was thinking at that time.
How was it like in LA for y'all when he was pronounced dead? Like, was y'all scared? Was y'all trying to get out the city? Like, what was the reaction after that?
Yeah,
Once it was pronounced that he passed away.
But before I answer that, I want to go back to the car scene, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because Lil C's told you something about that they ran to the back of the car. Them niggas ran down the street, bro. They ran down the street. And it's all right. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? They, man, put the car in park instead of driving off, because it's easy to push on the gas. And somebody on my program told me, say, yo, Gene, why would he put the car in park and let Big take those gunshots? And when he heard the first shot, why he just didn't push on the gas and leave? That still got me dumbfounded. You know what I mean? They had ran down the block because that's when D-Rock got back. Because we was right there, me and Puff was right there. When we got out the car, we was right there for a couple of minutes, a minute or two. And then when they got back to the car, that's when D-Rock said, oh, they got my man. He grabbed his head, told me they got my man. So Lucie's talking about, who, if you that scared to jump out the damn car, why would you run in the back of the car? Come on, man, it's all right. Y'all was down the block. Even the security, even Big's own security, and one dude was a cop, was down the block too. But to get back to you said something about the hospital?
Yeah, I mean, when it was announced that Biggie officially passed away, how was it like for y'all in LA? Like, was y'all trying to get out the city? Like, what was y'all reaction when it was announced that Biggie passed away in LA? Like, was y'all paranoid? Yo, like, we gotta get out of here. Like, what happened after that?
No, I had called Chaz before then. Chaz Williams, he was featured in American Gangster. I was over his security and everything like that. But he had a big team out there. He had a few guys out there. I called them, so they was coming to the hospital and everything like that. So I wasn't pretty much worried about anything because I know how strong Chaz is all over the country. You know what I'm saying? So, because he had a lot of dudes that he's Matula first cousin. You know what I'm saying? Shakur. So I wasn't pretty much worried about it because Chaz was coming to the hospital. When we pulled Big out the car, I knew Big was dead. You know what I mean? And when they got him in the hospital, put on the gurney, put on a stretcher, got him in the hospital and everything like that, and they came and pronounced it. it wasn't even 10, 15 minutes. It wasn't even 10, 15 minutes when Paul came and told me, said, yo, man, we got to get Puff to San Diego. They flying him out tonight. I said, what about Big and them? They ain't say nothing. They was staying there with they boy, him and Lil C's. And I think D-Rock tried to get C's to go with them, but he was going to stay with D-Rock. You know what I mean?